to my channel. Today's video, it is time for another one of my monthly body mod Q&As. If you're new here, every single month I do a body mod Q&A where you can ask questions either in the comments below on this video, or you can follow me over on Instagram and I will pop up a question box before I record and you can ask over there. All questions are anonymous. I don't show anyone's username. And these questions can either be about me specifically and my body mods or just body mod questions in general. I try my best to get to everyone's question. However, there are sometimes questions that come up over and over and over again. So I get kind of tired answering the same question, but I do my best. So let's go ahead and get started. I have sensitive skin and I have an allergic reaction every time I get a tattoo. The symptoms are hives, and the only thing I have found so far that helps prevent it is if I put hydrocortisone cream on it after the Sanoderm comes off. My question is, do you have any advice on this? Do you think using the hydrocortisone cream on it is a bad idea, bad for the quality? So if you are experiencing allergic reaction when you get a tattoo, it's usually because you're allergic to a specific ink. I've heard people say before that they get one tattoo, fine, get another tattoo and it has a specific color in the tattoo. Like I've heard people say that they're allergic to yellow ink. So a lot of times that allergic reaction is coming from a specific ink, specific color. Honestly, from what I looked up online, you're doing the right thing by putting that cream on there. That's probably the best method of combating the symptoms that you experience. I didn't read anything about it potentially hindering the tattoos, like healing process, or affecting the overall quality of it. I would, however, bring it up to your tattoo artist if you go to the same one each time, or even if you decide to go to a different artist that you've never been to before, or just different artists in general. I would bring it up to them how every single time you get a tattoo, you experience this, and then maybe they can help pinpoint what exactly it is causing it. So if you can remember a tattoo that you've gotten in the past and you didn't experience those symptoms, maybe starting from there and then realizing, oh, it's this ink or it's this color that seems to be the problem. But I would do my best to try and pinpoint what is causing it, because it's not fun for you to experience that every single time you get a tattoo. Do you think it's okay to go and get a rook piercing as your first piercing? I don't have any others. It is perfectly fine. You get what you want to get. I've done videos in the past where I talk about what the best piercing is for your first one, or for a beginner, or just getting into piercings. And is rook on my list? Honestly, I don't remember. It's been a while. But get whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you are feeling drawn towards, get whatever you want. Just make sure, the biggest thing to do is make sure that you are ready to put in the time commitment to caring for it, and that you do your research and find a reputable piercer. Biggest piece of advice I can give you, but get whatever you feel like. I've had my second lobes done for the best part of a year, and they took at least 5 months to heal, and one of them is still getting angry and hurting even though I clean it with saline solution and put her online when it hurts. Should I take it out? Should I not get any other ear piercings? Not sure what I can do at this point. Piercings, even lobe ones, can be temperamental. Cartilage ones, you're definitely going to see it a little bit more frequently than you will with fleshier piercings, but they can still be temperamental. And even though you may hear something online where it's like, oh, expect the healing time to be this to this, that's not always the case. So I wouldn't give up on piercings entirely just yet. Sometimes they just take a little extra while. Could also be that you're allergic to the jewelry, or just your body's not feeling the jewelry. Go see a piercer, see if you can change it out to different kind of jewelry depending on what you currently have in there. But don't give up on piercings just yet. Just know they're very temperamental and they take a lot of babying and a lot of effort to make sure that they are happy. I have a helix piercing that, seriously, it felt like it took 2 years before it finally decided one day, you know what, we're good now, we're good. Where do you get jewelry for your piercings? I keep telling myself I'll get piercings so I can put nice jewelry in them, but then I end up with more piercings. Don't worry, I love them all, and no nice jewelry. God, if that's not a mood. I always say I'm gonna get nice jewelry so I can change things out. And yes, the jewelry that I have in is nice, but it's all I got, nice-wise. Like, I've got the stuff that I get online and it's still good quality, but not as good of quality as what I buy from my actual piercer. So the majority of the jewelry that I have did come directly from the shop that I went to for my piercings. However, I do have some things in that come from Urban Body Jewelry, Body Art Forms. Those are the two places that I tend to go to frequently and the most when it comes to online. But for the most part, a lot of the stuff that I have in came directly from my piercer in the shop that I went to, which is also why I don't have a whole lot of like jewelry to swap out, because I can't be bothered to drive there just to get jewelry. Like, I'm gonna need a piercing too if I'm gonna go there, you know? How long after a piercing bump heals should you downsize? Working on healing my bump. Do you want to downsize, or do you just think that you're supposed to? Because if you've healed it, you should be able to go ahead and downsize, but don't feel like you have to downsize. I'm not sure if you feel like you're having to because you got a bump or something like that. Once it's healed, it says that you're working on healing it. Once it's healed, you should be able to, but also don't feel like you have to. It's been years since I've gotten a piercing and it still won't heal. Is it best to give up? Kind of like with the lobe question, I would see the jewelry. See if changing out the jewelry can help you with that. I know how frustrating it is where you're cleaning it, you're sticking with your aftercare, and this sucker is just like, no. I would definitely start with your jewelry, go to your piercer, have them look at it, be like, I've had this thing for years. Why is it doing this? I always recommend starting with the jewelry first, because it could be the quality of the jewelry and your body just doesn't like it. And then from there, it's really a matter of how you feel about it. I do have a video entirely about what to do if your piercing won't heal. You can check that out if you want, but really the best place to start is with the jewelry. What is the progress on your 2023 tattoo plans? I have said previously that my artist doesn't open her books until the middle of April, so there's no progress on my tattoo plans until the middle of April gets here and I can try and book an appointment. Believe me, I'll keep y'all updated. I haven't had a tattoo since last May, so I will keep y'all updated. How did you decide what piercings were right for you? Do you go in with one or multiple ideas? I've talked a little bit about this before. My mom and I would go get piercings together and we'd usually get the same one, but we'd get them on opposite ears. And every single time we went, we'd just get something different on another ear. You know, we'd get a conch one time, and then we get a tragus, and we get a rook, and we get a mid-helix, and we just kind of alternated to see what worked best with what we already had. So we never went in with a plan. Like, we knew what piercing we wanted, but there was no plan of like, I want to place it this way. Kind of wish I could go back and change things a little bit now. And I mean, I guess I could take all my piercings out and start over, but like the healing process on that, I don't want to deal with that again. Body parts you fear getting tattooed most due to pain. My feet. I want my feet tattooed so bad, but I just hear awful things about it. Like, I'm less afraid to get my hands done than I am to get my feet done. And I feel like that's saying something. Maybe even chest. Like, I really want my chest tattooed. And my best friend got her chest tattooed and she like could sit for anything until she got the chest tattoo, and that one kind of took her out. So, I mean, I already managed my ditch, so yeah, probably my feet. I'm scared to death of my feet getting done. But I want them done so bad. How do you remove a flat nose stud for the first time? I'm a little nervous about pulling it apart for the first time to change. Do you mean like a flat back one? So like a librette where it's just flat on the backside? Is it threadless? Is it internally threaded? If it's threadless, it should be relatively easy to just kind of pull on it. Now, this is bearing in mind that your piercing is completely healed, not red, not causing any kind of pain or discomfort, anything like that. Because like with my nostril piercing, if I had a flat back in there right now, I could literally just pull on the threadless end and it would just pop out. No problem. Now, if this is a newer piercing and you're just wanting to change it for the first time, then you might get a little bit of soreness from it. Honestly, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Just make sure you got a good grip and you got your eyes on it, because that jewelry is gonna be little. Also, another thing, if you're worried about grip or anything like that, find some gloves, like some latex gloves or something like that, that'll help you grip it a little bit better. Taking septum out for a few days. How to know if it will close in that time? I don't want it to. Can you put a retainer in it? Piercings can either stay open for a while after you've taken jewelry out, depending on how long it was pierced for, or they can close up almost instantly. My flat that I had, how long did I have my flat before I took it out? I know I had it before the pandemic because my face mask kept getting caught on it during the height of all of that. And it's already closed up. And I took it out 2 weeks ago, something like that. So it's a risk if you don't put anything in there. I would suggest putting a retainer in there just to make sure that it won't close up, because it could close up like that, or it could stay open, but you don't really want to risk it, right? What is your favorite piercing and favorite tattoo? Favorite piercing, definitely my septum. Favorite tattoo, probably my fruit bat. Did you get your nostril piercing redone? Can you keep us updated during the healing time? Unfortunately, it's not done yet because a lot of things kind of happened around the time that my mom and I were planning to go get it done. The new plan, no, there's really no new plan at this point. I had wanted to get it done before my birthday, and I may just have to go on my own, which sucks because I really wanted to go with my mom because it's been a while since she and I went together to get a piercing. Like, it's been like 2.5 years since she and I got a piercing done together, and she needs to get her nostril re-pierced. So the plan was to have gotten it together, but then some personal things happened in my mom's life that she had to deal with, and so we weren't able to do it at the time that we planned. So I may have to go on my own, otherwise I feel like it's gonna end up being this cycle where I'm constantly waiting and something keeps happening. So yeah, it hasn't happened yet because life. But don't worry, I will definitely keep y'all up to date on how it heals after being redone. I have all kinds of ear cartilage piercings, but I want the Medusa pain scale 1 to 10. I have an entire video about the philtrum piercing over here, including pain scale. I don't remember what I said in that video, but honestly, it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's a slight pinch and it's a little uncomfortable because they're all up in your mouth, but compared to cartilage piercings, it is a breeze. So if you can deal with your cartilage piercings, you can deal with a philtrum, I feel like. I personally think so. Others may not agree, but I think so. I think I gave it like a 2 out of 10. Just because I don't feel like anything is a 1 and I don't feel like anything is a 10, or at least that I've had before. So I think I put it like at a 2, maybe 3. I don't remember. It's been a while since I made that video. And the final question, how do you deal with rude tattoo artists? I feel like mine is showing his true colors and I don't know if I should just deal with it since he's a great artist. Ooh, I would feel uncomfortable. There's so many great artists out there. Don't feel like you have to stay with this artist just because they're a great artist, because I promise you, you will find yourself another great artist who won't give you a tood like this one sounds like they're doing. So don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation just because you feel like you have to, or because you're not gonna find anyone else like this artist. There are plenty of great artists out there. And I know that it's disappointing, especially when you find someone and they do great work and then they show that side of them. It's unfortunate, it sucks, but look out for yourself and you don't want to be uncomfortable during the process. That's my recommendation, is find someone else that's not going to give you a tood. Promise you, there are plenty of great artists out there. And that is it for this month's Body Mod Q&A. Thank you to everyone who submitted a question. Again, if you would like a question answered in next month's Q&A, you can drop them in the comments below on this video, or again, follow me on Instagram, wait for me to pop up the question box and you can ask over there. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go down there and hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so YouTube will let you know when I upload next. But until next time, bye everyone!